Barack Obama has reemerged out of his cave that he's in and has been rallying. Now, I didn't have enough time in today's show to get to all of these incredible moments from recent rallies, but we'll look at one here that has to do with Herschel Walker, where he beautifully roasts Herschel Walker, and Herschel Walker's response is confusing, to say the least. Producer Ben almost spit his water out. But so Obama is one of these people that you can have whatever feelings you want about him with politics. I happen obviously to be more aligned with him than a bunch of the people we would see on the right or anything like that. But you have to admit, wherever you sit ideologically, that he is incredibly talented at speaking, incredibly talented as a politician, those political skills and intuitions. And that makes itself so known in a lot of these rallies, where he has the perfect balance of humor and then seriousness and then, impacting the audience. And so I'm not trying to just kiss, his behind. I'm just, saying it as I see it. I wish we had more politicians who were this effective with their communication. And we clearly don't right now. I mean, that's not even a partisan thing. You got Herschel Walker and Trump, who can't get through a sentence, and then you have Biden, who isn't particularly good himself, and Nancy Pelosi, who isn't particularly good herself. But Barack Obama is, and here's him roasting Herschel Walker.
Now, there are a lot of young people here. I love, yes. That makes me excited. Some of you may not remember, but Herschel Walker was a heck of a football player. I mean, some of you are too young to remember, but in college he was amazing. One of the best running backs of all time. But here's the question. Does that make him the best person to represent you in the U.S. Senate? Does that make him equipped to weigh in on the critical decisions about our economy and our foreign policy and our future? Let's do a thought experiment. Let's say you're at the airport and you see Mr. Walker and you say, hey, there's Herschel Walker, Heisman winner. Let's have him fly the plane. You probably wouldn't say that. You'd want to know, does he know how to fly an airplane? Or let's say you go to the hospital and you say, that Walker guy, he sure could tear it up at Sanford Stadium. Give him a scalpel. No, you wouldn't say that. You'd ask, at least I would, has he done surgery before? and by the way, the opposite is true too. Like, you may have liked me as president, but you would not want me starting a tailback for the Dogs. I mean, can you imagine my slow, old, skinny behind getting hit by some 300-pound defensive tackle who runs a 4.6 40? You'd have to scrape me off the field. No, I can't. No, I can't. I'm good at a lot of things, but that would not be one of those things that I'm good at. I mean, I can still hit a jumper now, but you wouldn't want me on the football field running between the tackle and the guard. My point is not that being a football player disqualifies you from being a senator if you had put in the work. But in the case of Reverend Warnock's opponent, there is very little evidence that he has taken any interest, bothered to learn anything about, or displayed any kind of inclination towards public service or volunteer work or helping people in any way. At least we don't really know about it. And that does make you suspect.
Oh, okay.
seems to me he's a celebrity who wants to be a politician.
Yep. Okay, we'll stop it there. But absolutely. So it's funny in a sense, the thing he said, but it's also so real that people have started to believe, maybe because of Trump or just because of their ego, that them being significant in some industry or in some profession or having some skill makes them qualified to do anything. In particular, a lot of people think because I'm famous, I should also be elected as someone in power, as a politician, you know, in Congress or the Senate or president. And it's so strange because, as he said, it's not that it disqualifies you, but it doesn't qualify you. You need to explain why, yeah, cool, you have a huge name, but what else have you done? What else do you believe in that qualifies you? What evidence do you have that you would be a good public servant? And it's funny almost to use that word in this context because you know not a single one of these people is doing this to be a public servant. It is all for themselves. But here is Herschel Walker responding to Barack Obama, and it's in perfect, normal Herschel Walker fashion.
Look at this border wide open. Have they talked about that? Did Obama mention that when he was talking about Herschel flying a plane? I don't want to fly a plane. I'm not a pilot. I'm a football player. I'm a politician. I'm a lover, and I love everybody. That's what.
Oh, we know you're a lover, Herschel. Mm-hmm. We know. At least in one context, not so much once the child has been born.
I am. I'm that warrior for God that he should have been when he was born, but he's not. He want to talk about me. Well, and I'm not a celebrity because all he do is hang out with celebrity. He never hung out with me. I probably wouldn't hang out with him anyway. Well, anyway, let me get off him because he's not even running in this election here. So why am I talking about him? He got to go. Go back to wherever he live at. Where did he live at? I don't even know.
I don't know if he took some substance before this particular part of the speech or something, but he is just like jumping from idea to idea so quickly. Watch this whole time. It's just like from idea to idea. It's really funny. He's much more like jacked up right now than usual.
Don't really matter, but it's a big house. It is a big house. So why is he worried about us? He never worked a day in his life. Hey, I built my own company, but he never built a company. And I don't think Obama built them either, did he? Obama never built one. Warnock never built one. What have they done in their life? Look at this board.
Oh my gosh.
What is happening?
That was a lot. So funny enough, Obama wasn't one of these people who just came from wealth and then ran for president. He started out, he was a lawyer, you know, but then he was in community organizing, which is a grind. It is not super, you know, you don't get glorified a bunch for that type of work, but it makes a huge difference. And that's kind of his roots. And so it's funny that Herschel Walker used the line they love to use. They've never worked a day in his life. Oh no, he has.
He's put in the work.
He's put in the work, but very, very funny. I love that. And I wish the Bidens, when they campaign, the Kamala Harrises, all of the different congressmen and women running for re-election and senate could be able to communicate in that way like Obama, because if they did, and if they also put forth really good progressive policies, which I don't think Obama did enough of, then we could dominate. We could dominate if we could have incredible, and to be clear, Obama did a lot of great stuff, but I do think more could have been done. But if you take incredible policy and then you wrap it in incredible messaging, you're going to be able to just crush anything and anyone politically. But I think that's, as of now, one of the biggest problems with the Democratic Party. They just have such a hard time communicating clearly and branding themselves in a way that is appealing to the public in the ways that it could be. Because if people really understood the contrast between the current Republican Party and the current Democratic Party, there shouldn't be any question of who's going to win an election. But that contrast is not known, and the Republican Party makes such an effort and is effective at branding themselves, even though when they really get in power, they're going to do a whole lot of rhetorical demonizing and stuff, but at the end of the day, materially, they're going to make the wealthier wealthier and the more powerful people more powerful. Whereas at least while the Democratic Party fails in many ways, they have made steps towards improving the everyday person's life significantly. So there it is, and we will be looking later in the week at a few more pretty epic moments from those Obama speeches.